Imagine that you're in a courtroom, and in this courtroom, there's a person on trial, and that person is you. And you look at the jury, and the jury, all 12 people, they are all you, every last one of them. Now, imagine again that you look real closely, and the judge is you. Okay? The defense attorney is you. Every last person in the courtroom is you. Now, don't you find that weird or strange? That's a strange scenario to be in. That is the scenario or the depiction of unforgiveness. And here's why. When you have been done wrong in your life, the reason why we don't forgive, we believe that somehow if we forgive this person, that person is justified in what they have done. And that is not true. In fact, unforgiveness doesn't mean that person won't be punished. Doesn't mean that person, was right in what they did. Just, it means now when you forgive these people that you're not replaying that same pain or the same hurt in your mind. Everything that's happened good in your life up to this point in time really is in your mind. Everything in the past, all good things, all good experiences that you recall, they only exist in your mind and are felt in your heart. And all bad things, everything that you recall, exist in your mind and in your heart. Now, unforgiveness does not affect, sadly, the person that committed that crime or did that terrible deed to you. It doesn't affect them anymore, but it affects you. So the key is to understand that when you forgive this person, that it releases you, or it stops that movie, it stops that play over and over in your head, and it releases that pain. It does not justify what they did. And it doesn't let them off the hook. See, we believe that somehow that God will not punish that person, or that somehow karma, if you will not get that person, or somehow they get off scot-free. That is not true. See, when you forgive that person, you're releasing yourself from reliving that terrible deed. Now, another thing is when you have done something wrong to a person, when you have said something wrong to them and you've hurt a person, that replays in your mind too. So you are in a situation where you have to ask for forgiveness. Now, I want you to listen to this very carefully. There's pop psychology out there that says, simply forgive yourself. That's not 100% true in some cases. Forgiveness has to do with relationship. Relationship between you and another person, or between you and God, between you and a situation of people. You see, forgiveness has to do with you putting yourself in a situation where you're asking and you're sharing some remorse that you've done something wrong. See, you can carry around the pride that you did something right and hurt a person, and it's so stubborn that you don't want to talk to your sister, your brother, your mother, your father, because they did something wrong to you, or you did something wrong to them, and you don't want to say sorry. You don't want to apologize. That is pride. And pride is like dried clay. If you take a lump of clay and you try to mold it, it crumbles. But if it's moist, if it's soft, if it's supple, it can be molded. See, you can't change until you are at least in a situation where you can bring yourself to say, I'm sorry. Now, the first people in the world that you have to say or you have to forgive are the first people to make a mistake in your life.